Hello, this is Jedi Master Daniel 96, and today I will be reviewing Solo, a Star Wars story, and as I said in my last video, I will be reviewing it as promised, and let's begin. Well, with Solo, a Star Wars story, is directed by Ron Howard and stars Alden Ehrenreich, Donald Glover, Emilia Clarke, Woody Harrelson in the movie, and my thoughts on it, I actually thought this movie was better than I thought it would be. Like, I thought with the whole controversy of, the behind the scenes stuff, like, I felt like this movie was in trouble and all that. And then, really, a lot of fans were, like, not really interested with a Han Solo movie, and it actually turned out to be, like, as I said, better than I thought it would be. Like, I still think Rogue One is the best Disney Star Wars movie, but so far, and this is like the second best Disney Star Wars movie I had to say, then The Force Awakens, then The Last Jedi. Which, right now, I found this movie as a fun film, and like this movie, I thought it was. I wouldn't say it's the best Star Wars movie or the worst. Like I would say it's one. I would say it's probably one of the decent Star Wars movies. Like it wasn't perfect, wasn't horrible. I would say I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm saying this is actually better than The Last Jedi in my opinion. Like I feel like with the low expectations of this helped it become kind of a somewhat entertaining movie, and also, like as I said, I feel like The Last Jedi had so much potential to be one of the best in the franchise, but it's kind of one of the weakest in the franchise. I think Solo is actually a better movie than The Last Jedi, but this isn't a video to compare the two movies, and this is just a review for Solo, and I'm just gonna. So, I would say I'd give this movie probably a 7 out of 10. So, just gave you some initial thoughts out of the way, and I'm just gonna go over the general plot of the movie and just key things, and there will be spoilers, and I'm going to reveal the surprise cameo in the movie. And if you don't want to hear any spoilers and haven't seen the movie yet, I suggest you click off this video and come back and watch this video after you see the movie. And spoilers in 3, 2, 1, go. Well, the movie starts out, you get all these, after it has the long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and it just talks about the current state of the galaxy. Then you have Han, and then it's pretty much Han on the streets on Corellia, and then you have with the character Kira, who's played by Emilia Clarke. Then you have Han, then he joins the Empire, and then pretty much he leaves Kira behind, and Kira kind of gets captured in the beginning, and also then Han goes off into the Empire, and then there's a time jump which it takes place. Then it has a time jump which it's 3 years later. Then we see Han in battle in the Empire. Then we learn that he was kicked out of the Flight Academy for having a mind of his own, which in the original universe, in the old canon, which as we know Han was in the Empire, which he was a pilot in the Empire, as same as that was in the expanded universe. Then we see like Han fighting a battle for the Empire. Then he meets Beckett and Val, who Beckett is played by Woody Harrelson, and then Val is played by Thandie Newton, as I'm saying it right. And then they reveal they're like on a mission. Then Han bumps into him. Then the Empire. Then they arrest Han. Then put him in with the Beast. Then it turns out to be Chewbacca. Then Han meets Chewbacca. Then they free. Then Han frees Chewbacca. Then they meet up with with Beckett and Val, and then their crew, and then they go to a mountain planet on a train to get something that their mission is. Then they run into Enfys Nest and the Cloud Rider gang, and then that doesn't go well, and then some of the crew die. Then they have Chewbacca and Beckett are part of are still. Then they fail. Then they have to go meet Dryden Voss. In it, Han meets Kira. Then pretty much it's the movie. Then their mission, they have to go find something on Kessel. Then we also meet Lando in the movie, and we also have appearances of the Pike Syndicate from the Clone Wars, which there is. And then, even though it gave you some bit, but I'm not going to go over the whole movie in order, just gave you basic plot stuff, and pretty much like also in the movie, as we turned out that Beckett is pretty much a mentor to Han, and then there's one bit where he gets betrayed, and then Han and Kira have a fight against Dryden Voss. Then Kira kills Dryden Voss. Then at the end of the movie is where Han goes off, and then as we see that Darth Maul makes an appearance, and for the casual fans who don't watch the TV shows, Darth Maul survived in the Clone Wars, and pretty much he is played by Ray Park, who played him in The Phantom Menace. Then they brought Sam Witwer, who voiced Darth Maul in Clone Wars and Rebels, to do the voice for Darth Maul, and it was kind of at least a good thing. And we show the double-bladed lightsaber he has in Rebels, and Darth Maul appears in a hologram. And with Enfys Nest, that they revealed that they join on Han Solo's side, and technically Dryden Voss, who is played by Paul Bettany, is technically the villain in the movie. And Enfys Nest is a girl, and she takes off the mask and then is a ginger in the movie, and also in it, they pretty much want to start rebellion in the end. Then there's also hints at Jabba the Hutt in the movie, and there was nothing about Boba Fett in this movie, like no mention and no appearance at all. If for those hoping, if there was Boba Fett in it, not at all. Not even Jabba the Hutt in the movie. Darth Maul is the surprise appearance, and so I would say this was a movie made for the more hardcore audience, like the more hardcore fans, I would say, because you had references to like Aura Singh, who is technically the lady bounty hunter with kind of the ponytail and the white skin, and she appeared in the Phantom Menace during the pod race, and also there were, the Legend, the EU stuff, like, Han is an Imperial, and then all that, and then you had planets like, we got to see the Kessel Run in the movie, and got to see it in the 12 parsecs, and at the end of the movie you have Han wins the Falcon from Lando in it, in the Gang of Sabak, and that was also established in the expanded universe, and also happens in the new canon as well. In Also, as I said, this is, I think, the movie for the, at least for the, even though it was a movie no one asked for, but I would at least say this is a movie at least targeted at the hardcore fans, which one you could kind of say in a way was, but I know they have to be, have to go to the casual fan base, but I would say Solo took a turn to the more hardcore fan base, in my opinion, and as I said, and that's all I gotta say. As I said, I would rank this at number 6 in my rankings, and that's all I gotta say in this review. Just gave you some basic plot, just basic things in the movie, and just my thoughts, and that's all I gotta say. Don't forget to like this video, and comment what you thought of the movie down below, and subscribe to the channel, and catch you guys next time. Bye.